Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis highlighted a dozen of the former president's posts on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, in her sweeping 2020 election racketeering case against him. Hello, I'm Steve Inman, and welcome back to Resist the Mainstream, covering the news that the mainstream won't. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Well, the latest is the tweets, and they were showcased in a section of the 13-count indictment against Trump that outlined 150 instances that played a role in his alleged conspiracy to thwart the 2020 election. Trump zeroed in a Georgia state legislator hearing and called out local officials in the Peach State. During that hearing, his allies peddled unfounded claims of electoral malfeasance in a bid to overturn the election. Quoted, "Wow, blockbuster testimony taking place right now in Georgia. Ballot stuffing by Dems when Republicans were forced to leave the large counting room. Plenty more coming, but this alone leads to an easy win of the state," Trump posted. Also, quoted, "People in Georgia got caught cold bringing in massive numbers of ballots and putting them in voting machines. Great job at Brian Kemp, GA," Trump wrote. Trump lashed out at Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and former Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, blasting them for resisting his call for a special session to the evaluation of the election. Duncan testified before a Fulton County grand jury in the matter this week and quoted, "Gee, what a surprise. Has anyone informed the so-called says he has no power to do anything governor at Brian Kemp, GA, and his puppet Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, GA, that they would easily solve this mess and win signature verification and call a special session so easy," Trump wrote. Trump again slammed Kemp over the Peach State election, quoting, "What a fool Governor Brian Kemp, GA of Georgia is. Could have possibly been so easy, but now we have to do it in the hard way, demand this clown call a special session and open up signature verification now. Otherwise could be a bad day for two great senators on January 5th. Trump said the former president also took to social media to promote Georgia state hearings on the election and ripped into Kemp. Quote, "Hearings from Atlanta on the Georgia election overturned now being broadcast. Check it out, OAN at Newsmax and many more. At Brian Kemp, GA should resign from office. He is an obstructionist who refuses to admit that we won Georgia. Big. Also won other swing states," Trump said. In another tweet, "Hearings from Atlanta on the Georgia election overturned now being broadcast live via RSBN network," Trump posted. And of course, another one, "We now have far more votes than needed to flip Georgia in the presidential race. Massive voter fraud took place. Thank you to the Georgia legislator for today's revealing meeting," he said. And on January 2nd, 2021, Trump had a controversial call with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, during which he emphasized the need to find 11,780 votes, enough needed to overturn his election loss. That phone call was the impetus for the Fulton County investigation into Trump. Also quoted, "I spoke to Secretary of State Raffensperger yesterday about Fulton County and voter fraud in Georgia. He was unwilling or unable to answer questions such as the ballots under table scam, ballot destruction out of state voters, dead voters, and more. He has no clue," Trump said. With about 2 weeks left in his presidency, Trump railed against then Vice President Mike Pence, seeking to pressure him to decertify the 2020 election. Quoted, "The vice president has the power to reject fraudulently chosen electors," Trump claimed. On the day of the Capitol riot, Trump again sought to pressure Pence into decertifying the 2020 election. Quote, "If Vice President Mike Pence comes through for us, we will win the presidency. Many states want to decertify the mistake they made in certifying incorrect and even fraudulent numbers in a process not approved by their state legislators, which it must be, in parentheses. Mike can send it back," Trump said. And of course, another quote, "States want to correct their votes, which they now know were based on irregularities and fraud plus corrupt process, never received legislative approval. All Mike Pence has to do is send them back to the states and we win. Do it, Mike. This is time for extreme courage," end quote, Trump said. The one tweet they always bypass, it's the one tweet they didn't want the world to see. And it's the one tweet, the reason why I believe Trump's account was shut down on Twitter when other people were in charge. Quote from Trump the day of the protest, "I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful, no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you," end quote. A tweet that doesn't age very well for the Democrats and their narrative. Again, I'm Steve Inman with Resist the Mainstream, reporting the news that the mainstream won't. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you then.